How to get women's respect and how to make them like you. This video is a kind of reminder for men. By reviewing it from time to time or when problems arise with a girlfriend or wife, you can quickly reflect and realize your mistakes in a relationship. Now I will tell you 5 rules that you must follow. And at the end you will find the most important rule, which you have never heard of, in any male channel, but this is precisely the key to success. But before I start, I suggest that everyone who watches this video in the comments write topics for new videos, what you are interested in, what you want to understand in more detail, what to talk about. I want my channel to be as useful as possible for you, my dear viewers. And I also ask you to support this video with a like, and I'll get back to the topic of the launch. So, let's begin. How to control a girl, how to influence her attitude towards you. The first thing a woman will appreciate and respect you for is actions. She must understand that if you say something, you will do it. Don't make excuses because you can't keep a promise or do it now. He has given his word, keep it or don't promise if you are not sure you can. For example, you have decided to quit smoking, but you are very stressed at work, or you have a corporate party coming up, and you realize that you can't help yourself and you will definitely smoke. This is the manifestation of inconsistency. You see, when a man is not responsible for what he says, a woman sees this perfectly and his authority in her eyes falls. Therefore, you must filter what you promise. But there is a caveat. You cannot unthinkingly make promises and also unthinkingly keep them. You can go back on your words and not be afraid to change your mind if you promised something stupid. But remember, if you do this all the time, she will treat you like a person who throws words to the wind. Let me give you an example. The woman broke up with the man. He decided to show his perseverance, he said he would make it anyway. But that didn't hook her, she walked away even further, found another, and the ex-boyfriend is still looking for her. Do you understand how stupid this is? Such a man urgently needs to take back his words and start a new life. So think 10 times before you promise something, lest that promise be a cruel joke on you. The second quality by which a woman will respect you is that you should not demand her attention and approval. There are many examples of when a girl is cold and a man begs her to stay with him, or she wants to go home after a date, but the man asks to spend a few more minutes with her. Or after a breakup, a man asks for another chance at the relationship, a woman insults him, and he demands respect. You understand how pathetic this sounds, so never ask a woman for attention and approval. For more information on this topic, watch my next video, which will be called, The 4 Secret Desires of Every Woman. In it, I talk about what women dream about in a relationship, but hide in every possible way. The link to the video will be in the description, and now it will appear on the screen. So the third rule, don't be afraid of losing her. Don't try to keep what is not yours. In a relationship, there must be a mutual desire to be together. If one tries to maintain relationships and the other does not, but rather destroys them, these relationships are doomed to a sad end. After all, one will suffer from jealousy and the second from boredom. Therefore, if a girl doesn't value your relationship, it's better to let her go and see whether she comes back or not. If she really needs you, she will come back, and if she finds another one, then you don't need this girl, better find another one. When a woman feels on a subconscious level that a man does not hold her, she herself starts to appreciate him much more, because she sees his independence and understands that if she allows herself too much, he will leave her. Fourth rule. It consists in the fact that you must behave with her like a man. Because she needs a man. And here it is appropriate to mention a concept like masculinity. What is it and what masculine qualities correspond to the concept of masculinity? Of course, we are talking about sexual characteristics such as broad shoulders, a low tone of voice, and more developed physical strength. But at the same time, you can be mentally much weaker than a woman. If a healthy man starts apologizing to a girl, running after her when she says "I'm leaving you" after another scandal, then he looks pretty pathetic. Or when a confrontation starts, and during a scandal, a man screams in hysterics no less than a woman. Is this behavior masculine? No, it is not. So make sure that your behavior matches the word manly, and then she will appreciate and respect you. Just don't confuse masculinity with toxic masculinity when you become a misogynist. In fact, there are many worthy women with whom you can build relationships or be friends. I just want you to understand. The way women communicate with you is a result of how you communicate with them. The same woman with one man can be modest and kind, and with another cold and unapproachable. And the fifth rule is the same rule that I talked about at the beginning and that is not talked about in the male channels. It consists in the fact that a man who has authority over women in a relationship calculates everything a few steps ahead. Yes, many do this in business or in building a career, but few do this in a relationship. If you have arranged a mistress, be prepared for your wife to find out about it and lose confidence in you. If you had a date with a girl, you text her with an offer to meet her again, get no answer, you call her 5 more times and text her a few more times, be prepared for the fact that she will block you and certainly not answer. At the same time, if you disappear for a few weeks and only then call her again, there is a chance of success. Therefore, do not take hasty actions and always think about the effect that each of your actions will have in the future. In conclusion, I will give an example from personal practice. My client, John, broke up with his girlfriend, but even before the breakup he promised to lend her money to buy a new car. The girl didn't get the loan approved, but she couldn't get money for the car any other way. John promised to give her money precisely in debt, and when he promised, the balance of importance on his part was heavily overloaded, and just a few months later, the girl announced that they needed to take a break from the relationship. Incidentally, her parents also asked John for a loan, but he refused. Thank God John was already subscribed to my channel and contacted me in time. Naturally, we took a break from communicating with the girl. And after a few weeks, she got in touch and reminded him of his promise to lend her money. For a long time I convinced John that it was not necessary to do this, and in the end he gave in. Of course, at first his argument sounded like, I am a man, I promised. But that's exactly what happens when it's necessary to take back your words, and he made that promise to his girlfriend, and now they broke up. And it was a situation where everything had to be calculated one step ahead. As a result, John did as I advised him and refused the girl. If he lent her money, he would win her approval, but would she come back? Far from a fact. But the girl was refused by my client and naturally she got very angry, cursed at him, then cried and begged him to help her, but he remained adamant. In other words, at the first stage his act caused a negative reaction on her part, but then she felt the mental strength of my client, started to communicate with him in a completely different way, and after a few weeks they were together. Yes, you probably thought that she made up with him for a while because of the money. But I also foresaw that stage, and John told the girl that while they were separating, he lent that money to his parents for repairs. At the moment, everything is fine in their relationship and the balance of significance is normal. This is why it is so important to calculate all your actions a few steps ahead. Mutual respect is truly the backbone of any healthy relationship, but even more so with romantic relationships. A relationship without mutual respect will struggle to survive, and ultimately, will probably fail. Respect is important to the vast majority of guys. The characteristics and behaviors that demand respect from a girl may not be what you think they are, but they are simple to adopt once you understand them. Here are some tips on how to earn your girlfriend's respect. 1. Show her that you respect yourself. One of the most effective ways to get your girlfriend to respect you is to show her that you respect yourself. People who respect themselves will not do something that leads to disrespect from others. They simply behave decently all the time and are brave and confident to counteract the disrespect of others. For example, a girl hates it when her boyfriend lies about little things. One day she catches him telling another lie. She gets upset and calls the guy a liar. Yes, this was disrespectful, but he provoked her himself. Respecting your life and avoiding doing things that cause you disrespect is the best way to allow others to respect you. 2. Respect her. Respect yourself first, respect her second. People's behavior tends to mirror the behavior shown to them. If you always speak to your girlfriend with kindness and love, it will be unusual if she responds to you with harshness and disrespect. Treat her with the same level of respect with which you would like to be treated. This is called mutual respect, and it goes both ways. Set the tone that you want your relationship to take. You may not agree on all issues, but you should always be respectful. No amount of yelling, insulting, and cursing will earn you someone's respect. 3. Keep your word. A person who shows that he has integrity will be respected by everyone. An important part of having integrity is keeping your word. If you make a promise or commitment to your girlfriend, always keep it. Obviously, situations may arise that may prevent you from keeping a promise you made, but this should be the exception and not the rule. 4. Be independent. For a woman to treat a man like a man, he needs to be kind of independent. Let your girlfriend see that you are mature enough to be self-sufficient. For example, be organized with your finances, how much money you make, and budget your expenses. So you won't have to ask anyone else to pay your bills at the end of the month. These are signs of independence and maturity that make a girl respect a guy. 5. Don't be too clingy. Besides being a little unpleasant, being clingy doesn't command respect. If you find that you follow your girlfriend around like a lovesick puppy dog, eventually she will turn around and attack you. Or if you call her several times during the day, after a while, her response to you will leave you with hurt feelings and you will have to admit to yourself that she doesn't respect you. Instead, let your attachment to each other be equal. Your attention and affection should be like a dance, with you moving in and out while taking time to focus on other areas of your lives, as well as the life you share. 6. Increase your value. A successful life involves growth. When you learn a new skill, get a good job, or get a promotion, you increase your personal value. During your time together, your girlfriend will be able to see the progress and achievements you have made. This growth will make her admire and respect you. 7. Fight for what you believe in. Having courage in your conviction is not always easy. However, men who are able to stand up for what they believe in will win a woman's respect. At the beginning of a relationship, people tend to want to please their partner, even if this means giving up their personal principles. This may be the way to win a woman over, but this is not how you keep her respect. Feel bold enough to say no to anything that you don't think is right or beneficial for your relationship. It's natural to have struggled to do this in the past, because that kind of confidence and certainty usually only comes with age and maturity. But once you draw a line, set your boundaries, and stand up for what you believe in, even if your girlfriend doesn't agree with it, she will definitely respect you for it. 8. Show humility. Being confident is a good trait for a man to have. Humility in a relationship means understanding that your point of view is not the only right one. It's about being able to admit when you've made a mistake and being able to apologize graciously. Humility is knowing that your girlfriend deserves to be treated with respect as much as you do. If you are able to be that guy consistently, you will easily earn your girlfriend's respect. 9. Control your emotions. It is hard for anyone to respect a man who cannot control his emotions properly. Having a habit of getting angry with strangers in public or with your girlfriend at home is a terrible trait to have. It will cause embarrassment or worse, fear. Likewise, being very emotional and starting to cry over things that may not warrant this reaction. Completely losing control of your emotions is a sign of immaturity and weakness. These are not characteristics that command respect. If something bothers you, but you can take a deep breath and respond constructively, you will earn the respect not only of your girlfriend, but of everyone around you. 10. Be willing to change. Being able to exercise all the behaviors described above is not always easy. In life, there are so many external things that can throw us off balance. We may have developed habits that we needed to use to survive certain experiences in our past, but that no longer serve us in our present. To keep working on being the best version of ourselves, we have to be willing to change. Understanding which of our habits are hurting the way people see us is the first step to gaining respect. Then we have to be willing to make the changes in our behavior so that we can begin to earn that respect. Being proactive in this way is admirable and is something that deserves respect in its own right. Summary. After watching this video, you may have identified some behaviors that you currently have. Hopefully this will shed some light on why your girlfriend may not respect you. Remember that respect can only be demanded with your actions, it cannot be demanded with your words. Show your girlfriend that you want her respect and are prepared to do the work to earn it. This is how a girl respects you. That's all. Be sure to like the video if it was helpful, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell so you don't miss out on new useful information from my channel.